Jedi Master.
Woo! Cheers! The stars!
We are live, guys. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
Revenue GS.
J1 further to Cyber Nerds.
And welcome back to the last episode review of Obi-Wan Season 1. By all means, subscribe, like, comment, head over to patreon.com/the Cyber Nerds, then head over to Discord. You see how we always doing the same thing every time we come here? Do that, please. Gents, what are you saying about today's episode and this season?
I thought today's episode was fire. I think there's only one thing that really bothers me, and that's just like the Reva character, like where that ends. Other than that, everything else I thought was handled perfectly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really trying to think about discrepancies I have because I'd rather get my negatives off first. But the Reva character, and I feel like I already knew this was going to be a sticky situation for me personally. But it's like they've just left it in a place where it's not ambiguous, but it's like I just don't think they should have done what they did with it. Like the last words to her are from Kenobi telling her like, yo, you can just be anyone, you decide.
You're
and
free.
her dropping the lightsaber, I think is dead. Like, it's just no, not needed. Don't do that. If she weren't gonna kill Luke, it would have just came back and they should have just found Luke in the dirt and she should have just been gone. Like, she doesn't kill him and she just busts case. Like, I don't need no more than that. Like, Obi-Wan hasn't got to get the last word here. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, everything fire. I think the way Vader and Anakin, Anakin and Obi-Wan's situations are the lightsaber fight, fire. The dialogue, fire, visuals, fire. Like, I don't know. Like, it was all done perfectly. All of that done perfectly. I got no qualms.
Oh, I don't know what to think, to be honest with you. Like, I feel a bit underwhelmed. Don't ask me why. Like, yeah, we have the fire moments, but I think the two bits that kind of sticks out to me most is Vader's voice changing just had my whole spirit on fire. I didn't know what to do with that. Like, that was just so beautiful done. And then, like, Qui-Gon showing up at the end. Yeah, that did it for me. Everything else, I really don't know how to feel about it. Like, I really don't. Like, I can't even compute enough to, like, put a sentence together. Like, the whole Reva thing, I had the feeling last episode that kind of came true, so I'm not even but everything else, I don't know, man. I really don't know how to feel about this episode, which is mad. Super mad.
For me, I feel like the conclusion of this episode is just like everything about the whole show. I'm just glad that Kenobi came out of this unscathed, to be honest, because he's one of my favourite Star Wars characters. He's been kind of probably the most consistent throughout this whole entire show. Like, and at the end, it feels like it's his show. Everyone's trying to say, oh, it's this and that, whatever. It feels like Kenobi. And that's what I enjoyed the most. So I wanted a good lightsaber fight between him and Vader. That happened. Boom. Like, Kenobi's in every single scene. He's dropping off. He went to Luke, he went to Leia, went to Reva. Bro, I'm happy about that. Like I said, like I'm probably 50-50 between you guys as well, because everything else, like, I didn't really care for either, but it's Kenobi that wrapped everything up. So I'm like, for me, that's good enough. And for me, that's what I enjoyed the most. So
I really like that, Sam, and it's good because I think for me, and it's good that Ray was talking about being underwhelmed. I think the underwhelming part comes from, like, because we know Star Wars, there's nothing they can do here to top what we've seen from Obi-Wan and Vader, period. But what they did successfully, and why I am gassed and I love it, is because they have had Vader and Obi-Wan, which we would say are the two biggest, do you know what I'm saying, characters, clash, add to canon, and not mess up anything about their relationship.
Yeah.
That in itself is a feat. Like, that is, bruv, in any other thing we see, where they go back in time and mess with characters, they destroy it. In this, they've made it they've even made it stronger, I would say. Because it's like, everyone always used to complain, oh, you can't have Vader and Obi-Wan meet again, because in A New Hope, they're like, oh, I haven't seen you in ages. In here, they've done it, they've made it successful, it makes sense to why they've met Anakin, and also the fact that, Vader cannot be Obi-Wan. I love that, bruv. And it's like, it should never be anything other than that. Now, understand that, like, Anakin or Vader, either one of them, can beat Obi-Wan if you took away all their past. If you stripped away who they were, and they were just two random brothers who met on the street, Anakin would kill him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But him being crippled by his emotions, his feelings, the past, everything that Palpatine's saying to him at the end, for me, makes this so beautiful, fam. Like, even just throwing in their lightsaber fight, it's like, rah. Man's got, like, when you really deep it, and you just put, like, someone's going to do it. Someone's going to put together all of the Anakin Obi-Wan fights, Vader, through everything. And it's just going to be a beautiful saga, bruv. And I feel like they injected that in. Here is epic, beautiful lightsaber fighting between your two favourite characters. Plus, here's the emotional dialogue that strengthens their bond, their relationship, but also separates them and creates a new dynamic between Vader, who now stands alone as a character, and they're like it's been confirmed, but for all the idiots, it's now confirmed that Vader is not Anakin Skywalker. Like, and we're moving on from that, bruv. I think all of that's beautiful, and this is why the Reva thing hits me so hard, bruv. And it's been a concern of mine since episode 1, because it's like, with that character, even with what she's saying at the end, where she's like, I've failed him. And Vader saying to her, bruv, I'm watching episode 3 of Obi-Wan yesterday, and I'm like, Vader, she's meeting with Vader. Vader's like, yo, if you fail this mission, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, cool, dust. Then I'm watching episode 5. In episode 5, Vader stabs her, and she has the flashback of her as a youth. And I'm like, Vader went in, killed all of the kids, spared her, stabbed her. To me, that's sparing. Then, as an adult, he's told her, fail this mission, I'm going to kill you. Bam, pokes her again. And this is why I was like, this is training. This is Sith training. This is how you train an apprentice. Do you know what I'm saying? So then, for her to come here, fail to kill the kid, I understand that. But then, have I need to throw the sword, the drop the sword, and then be like, I failed him. That there is wrong, bruv. That there is wrong. She can't go and get that absolution, that resolution, that I'm free now from Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan can't give her that. This is why she should have just bust case, bruv. Like, that is my only discrepancy. But then, that takes to your point where you're like, everything does wrap up with Obi-Wan. And for that, I can understand, if you're trying to put a bow on things. But that character, there should be no bow. There should be no bow. She should just be in the mist, like Ventress. After Dooku dumped Ventress, she just went AWOL. Boom. That's what should have happened to her. Ahsoka, AWOL. Boom. Her, AWOL. That's what's supposed to happen. You get me? So, that's my grievance. That's my grievance. Everything else, through this epic, bruv, seeing Uncle Owen, like, in episode 1, we was rating Uncle Owen. Like, these man made him spicy. In this episode, they made him spicy again, in a different way, in the way we're used to, which lines up with his character, and they made his wife spicy. You introduced, like, not introduced a whole new character, but you gave her something. Boom. Love that, fam. Like, bro, they got very deep with this episode, and I just appreciate it, fam. It's like, I think if they went for the wow factor, I'd be here disappointed. And what they did was just do what they needed to do. And this is it. And this is why, this is it, man. I just think it's fire, bruv. Fire.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with Reva. Just, oh man, yeah. I would have probably rather the last words would have come from Vader or something. But yeah, it just didn't. Like, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the whole thing. Like the way we started with her energy. Because once you tap, like, we've never seen someone go into the dark side. And then just, like, bro, once you're there, you're there.
Not true.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't see how we go from the start of it to the end of it, where it's just like it just becomes a trauma kind of thing. I can't buy that.
Sam, come on, Sam.
It's happened time and time again. That's what we was worried about. That people do go. Well, they go there, but they're not fully there.
See, and this is what I like. This is a good conversation about like in and out. Like I'm cool with people going in and coming out and going in and coming out, but I need a good reason.
Right.
I need a good reason. For me, she's got a good reason to not kill Luke, to
Yeah.
not kill children.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a good reason to abandon that whole way of teaching.
Yeah.
Now, that is something that I think should be getting explored. Now,
Yeah,
if she goes back to
Grievance.
Vader and's like, I couldn't kill the kid. Do you know, we're getting mad. We're getting into a mad place where it's like, Vader's like, what? It's easy to be like, oh, Vader would kill her.
Yeah.
But how many men fail a mission and then report back? It's like this is the uncharted territory we need to go and touch into, bruv. Like, fam, there's nothing sicker than that.
Like we touched on the grievance between the Empire and the Jedi, and then where she would have been in the middle.
There's no reason she'd be going back the other way, fam. Bear in mind,
To Vader.
No, to the Jedi, and I'm not even saying that in this state. I'm not saying she's going back to the Jedi because they don't show us that.
No.
But for me, she can't go back to the dark side here.
Right.
She relinquished that, and
Right.
that to me is wrong. The relinquishment of that is totally crazy to me because I've not seen that should make you relinquish that, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? She's failed mission. She failed a mission that got her here. This is a subplot for her. Do you know what I'm saying? Vader don't even know about the you.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bruv, there's bare stuff like that whole thread is wrong, and like I blame them, but I can't blame them because they don't know better. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't, bruv. These men don't know better than go into the dark. You know, toying with the dark side and then coming back, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And they don't know like this is how you make like.
But I felt they were kind of like like almost touching it, like, and
this is ID and Verso all over again from Battlefront 2. This is all they do.
In every single thing.
In every format they can get, this is what happens. This is
Star Killer.
Every single
you look
format.
back at every single Star Wars thing, there's someone that's done that. Even the greatest Jedi, he went Sith and then he became middle as well.
Bruv,
I forgot what that guy's name is, but the story's all over the place. So I'm like, with Reva, yes, I wish there was more dialogue with her. Even at that, when you was like, they're gonna talk her down. I'd rather that. See what she's saying in her mental there.
See,
I thought that would have been more tough, especially between the parents and her.
And
then that would have been a lot more better. The fact that it's just Obi-Wan that said something, and then she brought back Luke, and then Obi-Wan says, I'm like, it's whatever to me.
And that's where I started with, because I was like, that would be the best thing. The parents, they're isolated from Obi-Wan and from Vader. They are a new component to Reva. And it's like, bear in mind, like, okay, Anakin's walking in and he's killing bare younglings, yeah? Like, there's no parents there, if you get what I'm saying. This is her first encounter with the parents of a child. Do you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, like, you're gonna kill our kid. Like, that, seeing the terror in their eyes that you're gonna kill their kid, I think is enough to overwhelm her to be, and I think that's where they should have went with it. Instead, like, and floated around there and then have her bust case. And then she still failed the mission, but it's like, I think she should just have a thing about killing kids as opposed to this is reverting all of my 20 years or 10 years of deep Sith training, of Inquisitor training. That's gonna oversee the 3 years she was in the Jedi Council, fam. Plus, she's been direct contact with Vader. Bruv, Vader ain't picking no weak-minded kid like this. This is why he survived her twice. This is what I'm saying, bruv. Like, that's all wrong, fam. Them man ain't got it right there. It's wrong there.
Yeah.
But I love the episode still.
Overall season thoughts.
Yeah, I thought the season was good, man. Like, I enjoyed, like, the majority of the performances. Like, I feel like no episode was really dead, to be honest. Like, I feel like it was in parts. I feel like 1 to 3 was one separate part, then 4 to 6 is, again, its own separate part. And I thought, I enjoyed everything, like, from Princess Leia to whatever we saw of Luke, Owen. Again, like, Obi-Wan for me, stand out. I feel like they're going to show more of Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
I mean,
And
Oh,
that,
I mean,
for
that's-
me, will be mad.
And
And that's what I'm looking forward to now.
yeah, and I feel that's one of the things they've, because like the whole time when we were watching, I'm just thinking raw like when Obi-Wan's getting buried, I'm just thinking raw. Is he now gonna tap into Qui-Gon to help him push him out? That doesn't happen. Cool. And at this point, like by the end of the thing, I'm like, okay, we're not getting Qui-Gon anymore. Like Qui-Gon's out of my mind. And then like, soon as that little tinted blue thing that caught me by surprise. Well done on that. Do you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, like they've done some incredible things with this season, especially like with Leia. Like I really like tapping more into Leia because it's always been about Luke, and yeah, man, I just feel like that. I think was it last episode, that whole thing with Obi-Wan and Reva that kind of threw me off, and then this whole episode where I don't know where to stand. Other than that, absolutely loved the whole show.
I love the season. I was gonna talk about Qui-Gon. Like the thing is, I think the Qui-Gon thing to me, I don't talk about like
What?
like the Qui-Gon thing coming up at the end. It's dead and not dead for me.
Okay.
Like it's dead because they're using it like they used Darth Maul at the end of Solo.
Right.
Oh, this is what's coming next. That's dead to me. That's dead to me.
Yeah.
But the way they did it in terms of tying it into Star Wars loring, where he's like, you weren't ready to see me, so you ain't seen me. I've been here the whole time. I rate that because
And the location as well.
I mean they're at where they're at.
Yeah, no, because the reason why I say the location, because like soon as like we got that pan view of the two mountains with the Crete in the middle, I was like, oh, okay, this is where you go and become just old Ben. And then him appearing there, I'm like, alright, cool, like I get it. Why you would place him right there?
Like I said, because it's at the end, like, and you're just they're trying to tease something. But if they never give us a season 2, remember at the beginning, yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is why for me, cheap parlor trick. That's what I'm saying. This is gonna make us trend. I don't like it like when it's been used as a weapon like that. I think there's other times in the episode where Qui-Gon would have appeared and should have appeared if he was going to appear in the episode at all. So at the end, like that, I don't like it. Because I think from this episode, there's things that you know should be in there. There should, like, going in, you know there should be a lightsaber fight. You know you should see Vader and Anakin's face at some point. You know Qui-Gon should be here. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's going to be Luke and Leia. Do you know, like, those are components you need. And I think you've got to use them, like, properly. Like, I think when they was having the situation with Vader and...
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, Vader and Obi-Wan. That's more so likely to me when I think Qui-Gon would appear. Like, Qui-Gon set up this whole thing in motion, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and now, Qui-Gon showing up at the end and saying, oh, you weren't ready to see me, when he set the thing in motion, like, he gave this mission, seems like, bruv, like, it's a bit weird. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bruv, why you been sitting on the sidelines? And then you're blaming it on Obi-Wan, like, oh, you ain't been ready, like, he needed resolute. He had to understand that Anakin was dead before he could then see that Qui-Gon is alive.
Yeah, man needs to dissect that.
Yeah, like,
Man needs to dissect
get me.
that.
So but like I said, that's the only reason why I would say to anyone, because people are gonna be like, oh, you never said nothing about Qui-Gon. That's why, because like I don't like it being used like that. But I'm good. I'm happy to see him. Get me.
Well, on that note, it's your turn now to jump in the comment section below. Drop your thoughts. Let us know what you think about what's been said here, the whole season. And head over to Discord, where everything Star Wars is also being discussed. On that note, we shall see you next time. I'm Raven, your GS.
So, Mr. Blitztech.
J1 for the Cyber Nerds.
Peace.